One day where I think either Pat or Brian couldn't make it to a session. I think they was, you know, something happened. And she's like, yo, you gotta go do this session with this kid named Memphis Bleek. I go over there, do this session with Memphis Bleek. Me and Bleek just become like this. Because when
what
I'm in
song was it?
Oh, shit. It's on the second album. It's the first day I met Just Blaze. I remember Just was in the session. Again, my cousin Tariq wasn't there, but I called him and I was like, yo, it's this kid named Just Blaze, he's incredible. And Jay happened to stop by. I can't remember exactly what record we was working on.
That was the first day you met Jay also.
Yeah, first day I met Jay.
Round Here record, that album with
No, that was later on. Before that. Before that. This is Bleek's second album, The Understanding.
The Understanding.
The Understanding. And
yeah, Round Here was on that, right?
No,
that was the third album.
No, it was
that
the third
was
album.
I thought Round Here was on that one.
We'll get there, but that was
Yeah.
the third album. Because the point I'm gonna make with Round Here was that Bleek was the one who kept our crew in touch with the South.
Yeah, with T.I. and Trick Daddy, that was
all
mega.
Southern music.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? T.I. wasn't that big at the time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, Bleek was always the one that was on the South.
Right.
But it was just like, I don't know, when you meet your friends, I don't know what that thing is, but it was just like, I corrected them. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, you could do this. You could do this better. And he was like, yo, he's correcting me. I was like, yeah, you could take the thes out, take the its out, and it'll flow better. You know what I'm saying? It's what people call vocal production, but it's just what I do with my crew.
Right.
Like, take these couple little words out, and it'll make it flow better. And then Bleek was like, I need him back. And then me and him to this day been like this. Like, I would die for Bleek. Like, that's my guy, my guy.
Shout out to Bleek.
Yeah, he's the reason that brought me in. So we working on Bleek's, you know, The Understanding, and then there's this thing where they like, Jay comes over that day, and people forget, like, Jay's the head of the label along with Dame. So and especially Bleek, you know what I'm saying? He's coming to check on what Bleek's doing. So he was like, Bleek got done early, Just was there, and Jay was like, is my reel here? I was like, what's real? He was like, this other song I was working on, you know what I'm saying, the other day. So he's like, nah, put my reel up. And it ended up being Stick to the Script. And he was just like, put my reel up. This is when Dynasty is being, you know what I'm saying, like sort of formulated.
Right.
He was like, put my reel up. And that's the first time I ever recorded Jay. So Jay was like, yo, we building a studio, you know what I'm saying? Me and my man is building a studio on 26th Street. Like, come down there and mess with us. And we gonna focus everything.
Hold on.
Rock the mic, right?
We need the details.
Now, baseline.
Did he write it?
Jay?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen him write. The only time I've ever seen Jay write a thing down was for another art, when he's writing a rhyme for another artist. And most of the time he don't write those down either. He'll just go in and vocal it.
Right.
But it was one time I've seen him write it down, like give it to the artist to say. But I've never seen him write his own lyrics down. Never.
Okay.
Never.
All right. Stick to the script. Was Sigel there?
Sigel wasn't there. I didn't meet Sigel till later. And like, my relationship with Sigel started at Baseline. You gotta understand, me and Sigel from Philly. I'm from Delaware. We relatively the same age.
Right.
When I meet Sigel, it's just like, oh man, it's like alike.
Yeah.
Sigel, I think, took a liking to me because I could stay up all night. So Sigel wasn't the type to be like, I'm gonna be working 5 days a week. Sigel would come up from Philly, he'd spend 4 days in the studio, he'd mash out, make 6 records, go home, live life, have something else to talk about, and then come back.
Right.
Whereas like me, Just, hip hop, Bleek, we was everyday baseline dudes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, but Siegel's, just the things that he talks about, it just like, with no union and no benefits, no dental plan, I can't eat off no 100 grand. I got cavities that need filling. You can't feed a nigga peanut chews, so put your feet up in the shoes. Your lack of green to give it blues, a sip of purple making, he's telling our life. How hard it is to live in this thing with no union and no benefits. I ain't got, when you got the money and your kids is trying to go to school and they like, what's your health care? I don't have no health care. I got the money to pay for it if something happens. But the normal things with no union and no benefits, no dental plan, I can't eat off no 100 grand. 100 grand is a candy bar. But it's also saying $100,000 ain't nothing to me because I got all these holes I gotta fill up.
Fire.
Well,
I got cavities
Did you
that
realize
need
that you
filling.
was in the midst of greatness, or did
All the
you
time.
realize it later?
No, all the time. All the time.
Was that pressure?
Nah, it wasn't pressure. It was fun.
Excitement.
It was exciting. It was just like, this is the, again, it's not an arrogant thing, but it's just like, if Roc-A-Fella is on one corner of Def Jam and Murder Inc. is on another corner, I used to love to be like, yo, y'all ain't gonna believe what we did last night. And I would go to the only time I would go to office is when we did a record and I would just play it loud. And be like, look at Murder Inc. side and be like, what y'all got?
I love it. I love it. I love
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Competition is what made
Def Jam,
no.
no, the people that have been on this show that explain to you what Def Jam felt like
When
back
we talked about
then,
smoking weed in there, it was a
bruh,
party.
it was
a
incredible
party.
because it was
Mike
like
Geronimo
the
talked about it.
executives
Everybody
was
talked about
on
it.
one level.
Yeah.
We was on another floor.
We was on what, 18 at first, or was it 19?
I forget the floor. I forget
Because
the
they
floor
moved
numbers.
it, because remember when they moved niggas? Because it was too much weed, they had to move niggas.
But they
out
would
the
let
way.
the security guards would let us rock.
Yeah.
They never said it's Redman doing that. It's you know what I'm saying. They would let us rock, and we were just playing, and it was the greatest competition ever.
Is this when did Chaining Day happen? When were you officially Roc-A-Fella? You over here working with Memphis Bleek.
No, wait. When did the shout out? The first shout out.
I'll answer both of those. The first shout out was Beans. First shout out was Beans. I'm trying to remember what record it was, but Beans was just like, me and him was just like, in the studio, bro, that was my dude. Because it's just like, we would go to sleep, wake up, go buy a white t-shirt, toothbrush, and you know what I mean? Just get
right
back
back
to it.
Do it.
And he would only be there for a select time, but what he was saying was so intense. I would watch Beans like do a verse, and then he go to eat in the lounge, and the Eagles is playing, and he's watching them. So that's when you get to take a halfback, bring a quarterback, then do the math black.
Right.
Ain't no Warren Black when I'm Warren Black mask over the braids, two nines like Warren Sapp. He just watched the football game.
And came back with
He came back with the bars. It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's me and Beans. Me and Bleek is like, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? And we would do that. Beans was the first to shout it out, but Chaining Day was before Chaining Day. When we went to Miami and we was at Circle House and we did a month down at Circle House, right, with all the guys.
Shout out to Circle House.
Yeah, we had just completed Blueprint. Me and Jay had completed Blueprint. And then we went down to Circle House. It was supposed to be a Bleek and Beans album, but that never happened. Bleek is a really early dude. Like, Bleek is gonna be up at like 6 in the morning and ready to work in the studio at 9 in the morning, and Beans is super late. Beans would call me at like 1 o'clock and be like, Ghoul, you in the stew? Yeah, I'm on my way from Philly. And I know he's not getting there till 3.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They work at opposite times. So that trip ended up being the State Property album.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. It's when Aaliyah died. Aaliyah was supposed to be coming to us.
Wow.
Like flying to us. You know what I'm saying? She had already called Justin. She was supposed to be doing a remix with Justin. And like, first time I ever seen hip hop cry.
Wow.
She had left us. She had heard Rock the Mic when we did it. I was like, what was we doing? We was about to go to strip club. And Freeway was complaining like, yo, we been down here for like a week. And you giving all the beats to Beans and Bleek.
Right.
And he looking at Just like, yo, I can't get nothing? And Just is real quick on an ASR X, not even on an MP, nothing, just dun, 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 and he did Rock the Mic.
Just like, how long it took, 5 minutes?
Nah, a little longer. No, I mean like 10 minutes maybe. But we was going out to the club, and Free was complaining, and then it was like that's what was going on. But Aaliyah had heard Rock the Mic, and she made a point to say something to hip hop, and was like, "That's the one."
Was she wanted to be on that record?
We was in Miami.
No.
She was saying
No.
that's
She was just like,
It's
it's fire. Like that's a good record. Like they should go with that
Everybody used to
record.
play records for everybody.
Yeah. And then she flew to go do the video, and she was flying back to us to come do a remix with Just. And that's when the plane crash happened. That's also when you get Freeway saying, still know where to go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a song where he's talking about like, you know, my life could end in a plane crash. And he's talking about it because it just happened. A lot happened in Miami. Like, that was a crazy 30 days.
Training day?
So, Beans had a video that was coming out, and because Bleek and Beans wasn't getting it all together, Jay came down and be like, yo, what's going on? And Jay wouldn't start the meeting until I got there. That's when I knew I was like, oh, I'm important. I mean something. Like,
Fair enough.
He would not start the meeting until I got there.
How'd that make you feel?
Like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it now. I was always grateful. I've always been a grateful dude. You know what I'm saying?
But did that make you feel like that you arrived now?
Yeah, like you.
That nigga's not even gonna start a meeting without me?
I did.
Was you late?
I did. And it wasn't that I was late. I didn't know I was supposed to be there.
He did. Oh, wow.
And he was like, nah, Goo know what's going on. Like, where's Goo at?
Yeah.
So I had to come from the studio to go to where he's at, and he would not, I remember he was adamant about it. He wouldn't start the meeting until I got there. So when you say arrive, there's a lot of things that made me feel like I arrived. You know what I'm saying? But I've just always been grateful.